Hello and welcome to the 12 people that downloaded my podcast. I'm sure most of them are family and friends, but that's all right. I'm sure they'll pass it around. So I wanted to talk about mental health. It's September, so it's Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. My family's very big with it, ever since, my cousin was taken from us that way. And every year we do a walk in Maryland. We do the Harvey to Grace walk. And if you don't know what Americans for Suicide Prevention is, I'll tell you right now. Americans for Suicide Prevention is a nonprofit organization that goes throughout communities and spreads awareness and knowledge and information, seminars, the whole 9 yards about mental health and suicide prevention awareness and what to look for. And they have crisis numbers and text lines and websites. They have it all. I've walked with them probably since 2015, so about 9 years. This will be the 9th year. They're a great community. Everyone's so friendly, so kind. You know, when you're walking aside someone, it's like you're part of their family. And they share their stories about who they lost and why they're walking. And for me, honestly, it's great because for like 2 hours, I get to pretend that I'm okay. You know, I have, for one time a year, I feel like I'm not alone. And I know that sucks to say when I have family listening, because they're always there for me. But there's some things that you just can't go to your family with, because they have their own views of what they want for your life and for your well-being, and they want to think that they know what's best for you, and most of the time they do, but, you know, there are some times where they don't. Like, there's a lot of shit that I don't tell my family. I don't tell my family about the thoughts that I've been having. It would scare the shit out of them. I mean, they probably know now if they're listening, but, I mean, it's my chemical imbalance. It's not like I'm like, oh yeah, dude, you know what? I don't think I want to live anymore. No, it starts out slow. It starts out with a voice in the back of my head telling me that I'm not worth it, that I'm useless, that I'm a failure, a fuck up. It reminds me that I lost my health insurance, that my job that I did have gave me the shit end of the stick and was giving me 4 hours a week. It reminds me that aside from my friends and my family, I don't really have anyone. I mean, friends and family are the most important thing, but I don't have that one person that I can confide in. And that's what I want. Even if they're just a friend. I don't care about a relationship. I'm 39. And honestly, I found out over the last few years, dealing with my mental health, being single is the best thing for me. When all that crap went down in 2016, and that's something that I'll get into another day, it felt like my heart was carved out of my chest. For like 3 days, there was like a tight, constricted pain in my chest, and it was like I couldn't breathe. The only other time I've gotten something close to that is when my ex passed away. I talked about that in the previous podcast. He was going home from, I don't know if it was work or store or a friend's house or what, and he got hit by a motorcycle, and a car that had been trying to go around the motorcycle hit him as well. And as I mentioned in the previous episode, that call was so hard to take. I remember my ex's mom. She was just like, John was in an accident. And I just kept on asking, is he okay? Is he okay? Is he okay? And then she said, he didn't make it. And, well, I don't have to explain it to you. You know how it is. My world literally fell apart. I've known this guy since we were in 7th grade. That's what? 27 years? Because I'm 39. And I was probably like 12 or 13 when we met. I mean, yeah, we weren't dating at the time. And we, kind of grew apart a little. But as much as I tried to deny it in the past, he always held a spot in my heart. I always hoped he would get his act together. And in the last few months before he passed away, from what I heard from his mother, he was trying to get his act together. He stopped the bad habit that he had, which was drinking, or he was considering stopping and getting help again. And he was going to church, which he once joked if he ever went into a church, he would burst into flames. And when I think of the fact that he passed away going home to a refugee church that he was living in, and he passed away, I know it's bad, but I can't help but smile a little because it just reminds me of him saying that. And I know he's in a better place, and I know I'm going to see him again. And I know now that he knows I was lying when I told him that I didn't ever love him, because, he's up there now and he can hear and see everything I say. And I'm sure I'll get an earful from him for it, but I love him. And I miss him. And I always think about him. And me and his mom still talk. I'm going to actually go to California later on this next year and go visit her. She said I could stay with her for like a week or so. And I know that when I go to see her, we're going to go see a Dodgers baseball game, because growing up, John loved the Dodgers, but when he moved to the East Coast, he became a Boston Red Sox fan. Well, I like the Dodgers. I say it's because my dad's from Brooklyn, but part of me also knows it's because John's from California, and I was sure at one point he did like the Dodgers, and it looks like I was right. So I'm going to end this with a thought. When you go to sleep tonight, however you talk to God, just close your eyes, whether it's with your heart or with words. Just thank Him for everything that you have, that He's given you, because in the snap of a finger, it could be gone. When I was in Grief Share, one of my friends shared a story about how their first counselor for Grief Share lost their entire family in the blink of an eye. They were going down the parkway, merging to get on, and I don't know if it was a truck, another car, or what, but it just went right into them, and the whole family, snap of a finger, gone. When they told me that story, I legitimately had a panic attack because it made me think of my family. I don't know how I would survive if I lost them, let alone all at once. So if you're listening to this with your family or your friends or even a stranger, put your hand over theirs, smile, maybe give them a pat on the shoulder. Tell them that you love them, because you never know if you're not going to have that chance. God bless.